Hey everyone, welcome to Empower Team Monday Night Call. Tonight is super, super special. We are just so thrilled and honored and just beyond excited to have Michele Stuchell with us tonight, speaking and just sharing with us. I can't even begin to go into what a just bright light Michele is. I mean, she's so highly respected. She's a corporate trainer. She's constantly pouring out and just has so much wisdom and so much love. She's just, to me, I'm like, Michele is like the Proverbs 31 woman. She is it. And so Michele, we just couldn't be any more excited to have you on, and just deeply, deeply grateful, all of us. I mean, you were like, man, if we could just get Michele on here, that would be incredible, like dream for us. And so it's like a little dream coming true for us and the leaders on this team. And so, man, I just feel like I can't even do an intro justice, because you are just such a blessing to everyone you come in contact with. So we're so excited to hear from you.
Well, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to talk after that. Maybe I should have my kids on and they can tell you the real deal about me. But thank you, Natalie, for those words, especially coming from you. That really means a ton. It means the world. And, here's my philosophy. If God can use a donkey, he can use me. And, there is, for someone who is willing to say, God, here I am, use me. I want to see my world changed. Anything is possible. Because, you may see me as corporate trainer, this, that, the other thing. But what you don't know is that it took a leader to call out my strengths and give me vision for what my life could be and should be. And I was thinking a lot about that today, because, even from the time I was young, there was something in me, a drive for something more. Like, I wanted to be president of our student government. Lost the election. Like, I always had a drive for impact and for leadership, and yet none of it really materialized. I mean, I did some stuff with my sorority, but then lost when I ran for, a bigger position. And I was very insecure. I just want to tell you, what you see right now is because a leader poured into me, cast vision for me, showed me what could be and should be, and refused to quit on my potential. So just know that no matter if you are just starting out, or if you're like Natalie, one of the best sapphires around, banging on the door of diamond, or you're a new jeweler, wherever you are, you've got a snapshot of where you are. And as long as you're willing to grow, as long as you're willing to develop, as long as you're willing to put in the action, literally anything is possible. So, I can tell you stories upon stories, but God has truly taken one of the most insecure people you will ever meet and transformed her into a leader of this company that is impacting tons of people, not because I'm so great, but just because I said yes. And more importantly, because I had a leader pour into me and cast vision and infuse me with belief. And even more importantly than somebody doing that for you, what I want you to hear loud and clearly is that you have that ability to do that for somebody else. You have the ability to be that person for somebody else. Brittany Howard was that person for me. And she continually infused me with belief, continually infused me with vision. And she said to me, if I had $5 for every time she said this, I would be rivaling Diamond Income. It takes a leader to cast vision for somebody. It takes a leader to call things out. It takes a leader to help people see what could be and should be. And, the reason why I gave Natalie that title, Everything Rises and Falls on, fill in the blank, write it in the chat. What does everything rise and fall on? I'll give you a hint. John Maxwell said it. Yes, Tova. Everything rises and falls on leadership. 100%. You know, corporate just announced a couple weeks ago that John Maxwell was going to speak again at corporate. And are any of you excited? Well, I am so excited. I can barely stand it. And for those of you that are new, this is actually at least his third time speaking at a corporate event. He was a keynote speaker at convention a few years ago. He also spoke in Hawaii to our jewels, and now he's coming back. And let me just tell you, John Maxwell doesn't have to go back any place he doesn't want to. He sees something different about our company and about our culture and about our people, and he's coming back to continue to pour into us. And what I love, one of the things I love so much about our company is that they continue to invest in not only leaders pouring into us, but into leadership training itself. I just got back on Thursday night from Scottsdale. I was one of the trainers for Rubies on the Rise, and I got to see up close and personal, again, the small niche, you know, what we were doing on a micro level. Here I was, part of a corporate training for the first one for our Rubies on the Rise, for up and coming leaders. And our company invests so heavily in leadership because they get it. Everything rises and falls on leadership. I cannot stress that enough. And when I say everything rises and falls on leadership, I mean that with every fiber in my being. Your family rises and falls on leadership. Your marriage rises and falls on leadership. Your business rises and falls on leadership. Governments, organizations, nonprofits, everything rises and falls on leadership. And here's the deal. Here's the deal. The more you develop your leadership lid, your leadership capacity, you are expanding your level of effectiveness. The lower your ability to lead, the lower your effectiveness and impact. The higher your leadership capacity and your leadership lid, the greater your impact, the greater your effectiveness. For better or worse, your leadership ability always determines the effectiveness and potential impact on your organization, and quite frankly, everything that you touch. The good news is that you can develop it and grow. So I wanted to talk a little bit about qualities of a leader, because if you're in here on a Monday night, it's because you want to grow your business. Okay. Now if you've been around at all, or you've heard me talk, or Brittany or any of us, you've heard us talk about, I gotta take one of my little braces is making way too much noise. You've heard us use the airplane analogy. Okay. Your business is like an airplane. Okay. You've got two wings on the airplane, right? The first wing, and you need both wings to fly. The first wing is action. You got to talk to people about Plexus, right? There are very few activities in Plexus that actually earn you money. Talking to people about Plexus, new people about Plexus, following up with people about Plexus, right? You got to take action. Well, the second wing is personal development and growth, because people join you. They're not joining Plexus worldwide. They are joining you. And because we've just established everything rises and falls on leadership, the more that you learn and grow as a person, the more impact, the more effective you are going to be, not only in attracting higher caliber people and other leaders, but your impact on those that you are attracting. The degree to which you grow as a person is the degree to which your business will grow. And if you are not growing, look at your own personal growth plan. And I'm just going to be real with you. Monday night calls and Thursday night Bible, I call it Bible study. I feel like our Thursday night book study is Bible study. I mean, you know, we bring it. Thursday night book study isn't enough. What are you doing to grow as a human? Where are your strengths? And then where are the areas that you need to grow in? For me, it was in conflict resolution and hard conversations. I needed to read books on how to communicate. I needed to read Peacemakers. I needed to read the book Boundaries. Maybe it's something on leadership. Maybe it's something on, how to win friends and influence people. What are the things, the areas of your life that you need to take ownership of and develop? Because you have the ability and the responsibility to grow yourself as a leader. And the degree to which you grow is the degree to which your business will grow. So you've got action in one wing, you've got personal development on your other wing. And what's the fuel that makes the airplane fly? It's your why, your vision. And here's the deal. The more you raise your leadership lid, the less your why and vision becomes about your paycheck and about you, and more about the people that you are developing and the impact you are having. Now, don't get me wrong. The paycheck is great. I mean, I earn 5 figures a month. It's pretty fabulous. But what we are after is legacy. What we are after is impact. What we are after is the Lord saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. Not just amassing a fortune for ourselves. And true leaders, leaders of significance, are after just that. I can guarantee you the people that I respect the most are the ones that say, even and especially in this company, the diamonds that I respect the most, they are the ones that will say the most valuable thing that I've gained on my journey is who I've become and the people I've impacted. Yes, the paycheck is great, but who I'm becoming, because true leaders are about lifting others. And isn't that the industry we all signed up for? So the more you grow yourself, the more, because leadership is all about influencing others. And your purpose is the same way. Listen, your impact and your purpose is never just about you. It is about your impact in the world. So what are you doing to grow your leadership lid so you can maximize your impact? Now let's talk about, leaders. Let me say it this way. Leaders practice heart-centered leadership and they have great clarity of purpose. They're caring, they're courageous, and they're curious, and they have vision. They have passion. They produce results, and they have the capacity and the confidence to help others learn, grow, develop, and succeed. And this takes intentionality and discipline. Because when push comes to shove, what is leadership? It's influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Leadership is about influencing people to follow. It's not just about maintaining or creating a system. And I'm all about systems. But who is following behind you? Leaders move people in new directions, not just create systems. So how do you measure influence? Are people following you? So let's talk about this aspect, because I brought up who you are becoming. And because leadership, I want to say this, leadership and growing your leadership lid is never a destination. It is always a process and a journey. Always. You will never, ever, ever arrive. It is always, the day that I stop growing and becoming, God willing, is the day that I meet Jesus face to face. You will never arrive at leadership. It is a constant growth journey. And let me tell you, I turned 50 last month. Some of you follow me and you know that I turned 50 last month. The older I get, the more I realize I still have so much to learn and grow. Dear Jesus, the older I get, the more I learn. I really don't know very much at all. It is who we are becoming in the process. And you are your brand. Remember, there's a reason why people join you instead of just clicking on Plexus Worldwide, right? This is 100% a relationship business. and you are the key to your success, right? So what is another aspect of leadership? And I'm going to say it this way. Well, let me just say it. Leaders have self-discipline. And here's the deal. You know what self-discipline really is? Self-discipline is clarity of vision. I'm going to say that again. Self-discipline is clarity of vision. Because when you know what you want, you can very easily say yes or no. When I know that I have a goal and I want to lose 5 pounds, but I'm looking at that pint of Ben and Jerry's, but I know why I want to lose 5 pounds. I've got a gala coming up, this, that, or the other thing. I can say no to my instant gratification, those feelings in the moment, because I know what I really want is to lose 5 pounds. Now, here's the deal. The more crystal clear and the more vivid that vision is, the easier it is to say no. If you are fuzzy about what you want, guess what? You have no guidelines to say yes or no. But if you know this is where I am headed, these are the actions, if I trust the process, these are the actions that I need to take to propel me forward, get the winning the day worksheet, then you can say no to Netflix. You can say no to Pinterest. And look, I love Pinterest. We're trying to redo our kitchen. I want all the time in the world to talk about countertops and cabinets and wall colors. But guess what? I want more. My dream to come to pass. And what I want even more than that is to help my team's dream come to pass. And that is crystal clear in my mind. Self-discipline isn't just about a pain, like punishment or hard. What it is clarity of vision. Now, I don't know if any of you guys read Atomic Habits, but one of the things, I love that book. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, run, do not walk after this call and get that book. It will change your life if you put it. Oh, that's your book club book now. Okay, well, fabulous. What chapter are you guys on? Where are you in the book? 13. Okay, I don't know what chapter that is, what that talks about, but that's in the chapter. He talks about the hardest decisions. He says the things that we want the most in the now are the things that are going to harm us the most in the future. But the decisions that are hardest to make now are the ones that are going to benefit us in the most later. Right? Like not buying that great pair of shoes for $150 at Nordstrom just pains you right now, right? But guess what? That $150 over 5 years compounded, bam, you've just earned 5 figures on that $150 investment. So what is more important? Why can you save that money instead? Because your vision is to have legacy wealth more than to have a new cute pair of pumps. How clear is your vision? When was the last time you sat down and you fleshed out what your diamond team looks like and what your life looks like as a diamond? What's going through your mind? What does your home look like? What is your husband or significant other saying? What do your kids' lives look like? What are you able to do with your wealth? What are people saying about you? When you're on stage as a diamond, how is that going to feel? When was the last time you took time to really flesh that out and to feel it, to think it, and to meditate on it? Because here's the deal. As a man thinks in his heart, so he is. And there's always 2 creations. The first creation in the spiritual realm, in the mind's eye, and then the second in the physical. What the mind can conceive, it can achieve. But if you don't know where you're going, you will never get there. Or you'll just get there, nowhere. But it takes intentionality. Last week in Scottsdale, I said to everybody, Was anybody just translated here? Like, beam me up, Scotty. You just arrived. No. Did any of you guys go to convention? Raise your hand if you went to convention. Okay. You went to convention. Some of you went to winner's dinner. Some of you went to the gala. You didn't just show up. You knew where you were going, so you made a plan. You picked out your outfits, you planned your shoes, you thought about your jewelry, your accessories. Some of you even brought flip-flops in your bag and then put your heels, you wore your flip-flops to get to the convention hall, and then you took your heels out of your bag. You thought about it. I mean, I did that. I had my Birkenstocks on to and from, and I even walked on the stage in my Birkenstocks. But you thought about it, right? And then it came to pass. Leaders have vision and intentionality to make their vision come to pass. But it requires self-discipline. But you'll never have self-discipline until you know what you want. So I urge you, take the time to figure out what you really want. I spent years of my business just running in constant activity and never even evaluating if what I was doing was effective. Leaders think. I don't even know what point I'm on right now. I'm just going with it. Leaders think. So take time to get your vision clear, and then take time to think, evaluate, analyze, and reflect. We've been reading 5 Levels of Leadership. We just finished it. And in chapter 4 when Maxwell talks about level 4 leaders, the leader who develops other leaders, he gave a quote by Peter Drucker. And in the business world, Peter Drucker is like a management guru. If you're in the business world, you've heard of Peter Drucker. And he says this, he uses this Peter Drucker quote. He says, it's not simply enough to tell people what they need to do. That's not developing their potential. A leader must help them do their jobs well. Peter Drucker said, the largest single source of failed promotion is the failure to think through and help others to think through what a job requires. Okay, let me repeat that. The largest single source of failed promotion is the failure to think through and help others think through what a new job says or what a new job requires. When was the last time you built in time to think about your business and not just work in your business? To think about what you're doing that's working, to think about when you were in momentum and what you did to get there and how you can get back there, to think about your team and where they are at point A and how can they get to point B. Or just think, what do I need to learn to grow? Running your numbers, your recruiting, your retention, your silver development rate, seeing where they are, and then thinking through what needs to change. And then how can I change that? What steps am I going to take? There's a difference between working in your business and working on your business. Leaders take time to think about their business. And I used to get that mixed up all the time. Is it working on or working in? And here's a little tip. Working in your business, in IPA. In is the activity. Working on is the thinking through your business. If your silver development rate isn't 10% or more, when was the last time you stopped to think and analyze and figure out why? And then what you can do to change it versus, oh my gosh, I got to get all the messages out for reset. Oh my gosh, I got to get all my messages out to all the white lines. Oh my gosh, I got to do all this stuff. If you keep doing what you've always doing, you're going to keep getting what you're currently getting. Are you okay with that? I'm not, because I want to be intentional about growth, because I'm very clear on my vision. So I take the discipline to stop and think so I can achieve the vision, and better yet, help others to do the same. So it starts with you raising your lid, growing yourself, having the security and the abundant mentality to understand that even if you slow down, I urge you to slow down so that you can speed up. Because when you slow down, you can make the path smooth. And when the path is smooth, it quickly becomes fast. Get clear on your vision. Get clear on what you want, which will fuel your discipline and allow you to think about how you can grow. Because you are your number one asset. It's not your rock star that you're going to recruit. It's not your upline. It's not your sideline. It's not your team. It's you. You own it. You have it. You have the ability and the responsibility to grow. And anything is possible for him who believes. And that's all I got. So ladies, thank you so much for having me. I hope you were encouraged, and I cannot wait to see the ways that you guys are going to grow and think and see your journey continue to unfold.
Thank you so much, Michele. That was incredible. 3 pages of notes over here, ferociously writing. Definitely, this is going to be a staple and a rewatch. And we just thank you so much for taking your time. I know that this was a sacrifice, and so we are just beyond grateful.
Oh, you're welcome, friend. Love you, Natalie. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you having me on.
Have a good night.
Bye.